Today on Weekend Wankshop, I'm going to show you guys a 6-sequence lick to teach you guys how to maximize the efficiency of your picking hand by harnessing the power of the pull-off. Hey guys, and welcome to this week's installment of Weekend Wankshop. Here's your good buddy, Uncle Ben. You know, it seems like some guys are just born alternate pickers. Dudes like my buddy Andy Wood or Al DiViola, guys that can just seemingly alternate pick their way through anything without utilizing any additional tricks. I am not one of those people. There are certain things that I can alternate pick through with no problems, but for everything else I've had to pick up a few little tricks along the way to make it a little bit easier on my right hand. One of the most valuable ones I've ever picked up is to simply not pick whatever the last note on that string is. Do a hammer on to get to it, do a pull off to get to it, and that gives my picking hand time to get to the next string that I'm traveling to. In order to demonstrate this idea, I've made up this A blues scale Dorian sort of hybrid thing to show you guys how you can incorporate this skill into your own playing. Before we get into it, let's hear it again at stepdad speed. Hi, big dog. And as always, for a full tab, be sure to go and follow me on Instagram over at Eller Guitars. Find the tab for this week's lick, learn how to play it, then upload a video of yourself shredding through it along with the hashtag Weekend Wankshop. So we're having a huge thunderstorm in Tennessee right now, so if you see my super freaked out dog wander into the frame or you hear some booming, that's just Mother Nature. Shoo mercy. Don't worry about that, we're going to bring some thunder of our own. Okay, before we get started, let's look at the scale pattern that we're going to be using here so you guys can follow along through this lick really easily. It's kind of a hybrid of the A minor blues scale, and it borrows one note from the A Dorian scale. It's a nice little 6th degree in there that you can use to kind of spice up your usual pentatonic and blues playing. It's a mix of 2-note per string and 3-note per string stuff. You've heard guys like Steve Vai and Satriani and Richie Sambora, all kinds of dudes use this scale in all kinds of rock tunes. On the low E string here, we're going to play 5 and 8. On the A string, you're going to play 5-7. D string 5-7. So that's just like a regular minor pentatonic. And then on the next 3 strings here, you're going to play the same thing on all 3 strings. 5-7-8, 5-7-8, and 5-7-8. This note right here, that 7th fret B string, F sharp note, that is the 6th degree of the scale, which kind of gives you that cool, funky, kind of Dorian sound. Really cool. So this lick is going to start off here on the 8th fret high E string with a downstroke, 7th fret high E string with an upstroke, 5th fret high E string with a downstroke, 7th fret high E with an upstroke, and then a pull off to fret number 5. So again, that last note that you played right there is not picked. That's really the key to making all these kind of licks work. Down, up, pull. Using that pull off right there gives your pick time to get to the B string fret number 8 with a downstroke. See, if I pick down, up, down, well, I'm a mile away from the B string now. I got to kind of hop over the high E to clear it. So by simply not picking that last note right there, it really makes it easy to play these licks super fast. So again, down, up, pull. Then you're going to grab that 8th fret B string with a downstroke, back to the 5th fret high E, and then we're going to play the B string here, 8, and then 7. So now you should have. So after that sequence, you're essentially going to play all the same stuff, just moved up a group of strings. So we're going to be starting now on the B string, fret number 8, with our downstroke, 7 upstroke, 5 downstroke, 7 upstroke, pull off to 5, up here to the 8th fret on the G string with a downstroke, upstroke 5th B, downstroke 8th G, upstroke 7th G. So that should sound like. So you've essentially played the same sequence on 2 different pairs of strings now. The next section right here is almost the same idea moved up another set of strings. You're going to start off with a downstroke on the 8th fret G, upstroke on 7th G, downstroke on 5th G, upstroke on 7 G, pulling to 5. So that's... Next you're going to use a downstroke and play the 7th fret D. Just like that. So far you'll have... That is enough triplets to fill up 4 beats. Check it out. The next part of the lick is this section. Now this is based on another popular pentatonic sequence. And again, it's going to use the same logic as the other one. We're not going to pick the last note on the string whenever possible. We're going to do a pull-off to get to it. That way it gives our picking hand time to get to the next string. So what I'm going to do here is to start off with the 7th fret G string and a downstroke, and then I'm going to pull off to 5. Then I'm going to play 7 on the D with a downstroke, up on the 5th G. Then I'm going to play 7 on the D with a downstroke, 5 on the D with an upstroke. So that's down, pull, down, up, down, up. On a lot of these sequences here too, what I'm going to do is on that first downstroke, I'll do a little bit of a pinch harmonic. Just like that, just to kind of add a little bit of a cool sort of rhythmic accent throughout the lick. Van Halen, Nuno, all kinds of guys do that. So after that sequence, play the same concept but starting from the 7th fret D string. So we're going to do the 7th fret D string with a slight pinch harmonic downstroke, and then a pull off to 5, 7th A, 5th D with an upstroke. Then on the A string here we're going to play 7, 5, down, up. So now you have... And then the very last part here, what you're going to do is to play the same idea from the 7th fret A string. So 7th fret A string, downstroke pinch harmonic, pull off to 5. 8th fret low E with a downstroke, upstroke on 5th A, downstroke on 8th E, pull off to 5 on the E. That gives your pick time to get right here to the 7th fret D string, which is the root note of the scale, A, to end with a little downstroke pinch harmonic. So all together we're going to have... So if there's one thing I want you to take from this lesson, it's that strategically placing pull-offs or hammer-ons throughout a lick can make it a whole lot easier just by giving your pick time to get to that next string rather than picking one more note then moving to it. I think another cool benefit of playing that way too is it makes your licks really dynamic, because if you were alternate picking through that entire thing, it would sound very monotone, you know? You could say it sounds very consistent because every note is picked and stuff, but every note kind of sounds the same when you pick them all. But by adding in a little bit of legato into your licks, you kind of get this cool sound where, you know, you hear the really aggressive picking sound sometimes, and you hear the more fluid legato sound in there too. I like that sound of that combination of techniques. Paul Gilbert does it all the time. Eddie Van Halen does it all the time. So it's a cool idea to add into your playing. Smoking. Thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Ben Eller Guitars. Also, please go like my Facebook fan page over on facebook.com/Uncle Ben Eller, and drop me an email if you're curious about getting some Skype lessons going on. BenEllerGuitars@gmail.com is where you can reach me. Stay tuned for another sick lick next week. Cheers, guys.